right. Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Iconic Video Games Podcast. I'm your host, Axel1324.
And I'm Doggy Dog 420.
Tell him your real name, Doggy.
Nintendo Doggy.
That's right.
Yeah, Nintendo.
You heard it here first, everybody. What's going on, bro?
Oh, not much. Just taking the usual harassment from a man, Axel. What you up to, bro?
I'm good. I'm good. You know, taking the usual harassment back.
Oh, well,
you're calling me things I can't say on this show.
Right. That's right. That's right.
That's right. But either way, we're still brothers. That's
right.
how you know you got a friend where you can insult each other, not take offense. Yeah. Anyways, so Doggy, another week has passed us by. What you been up to this week?
Oh man, what did I play this week? Let's see. Me and Jago, we continued. There we go. We continued our Saturday night co-op run through some games, and we finished up A Way Out. Very cool game. If you haven't played it, very cool game.
I played it. Who won the arm wrestling competition?
The arm wrestling competition?
Yeah.
I don't remember the arm wrestling. I remember that at the end you faced each other and stuff. I don't remember arm wrestling.
There was an area there where you could do an arm wrestling competition.
We must,
and my cousin.
We must have
neither of us wanted to give up. We had to be smashing that button for like 10 minutes straight because neither one of us wanted. Like my forearms, my fingers were hurting. I had to switch hands. Like, you know, because you could play games against each other now, right?
Yeah,
one of them was arm wrestling, and neither one of us wanted to lose. It was pretty funny.
Yeah, they had stuff like that. And there was like an arcade game, or you could play music together. And, yeah, different little points. We must have missed that one. Yeah, it was cool. It was even cool how at the end you had to face off against each other and stuff, and that kind of dictated the ending and stuff. So, because Jaco's like, I hadn't seen this ending before.
Oh, so. The ending is brutal, wasn't it?
Yeah. I'll tell you, it was.
Did you get the just the go to jail ending or the more brutal ending?
We got the ending where the cop lost.
Oh, you killed the cop. Yeah. You cop killer.
Yeah, it was satisfying.
I was the cop.
I was the cop. So. But I actually wanted to see the cop lose, so I kind of, he would have probably took me down anyway. But I wasn't sad about it. So, and he hadn't seen that ending; he'd already played through it once, so that works out. That's cool. There's two endings for it, just because of that, So,
yeah. So there you go. What else you been up to?
Oh, yeah, and let's see. Fatal Fury: City of the Wolves.
Oh yeah, playing as your lover, Mai Sharon Mew or whatever.
Mai Sharon Mew, yes, there you go. Yeah. Yep, she's awesome, looking great as always. Still jiggly, all that good stuff. And Expedition 33, and that's a cool game, man. So good. Such a small team to make such a great game. So, congrats to them. I'm glad it's selling well. So I think I got like 6 little areas left. I don't want to say little, but 6 areas left or so, judging by the achievements there. So I'm getting there. Cool game. I don't even care if it ends because it's so fun. So we'll see. So yeah, you gotta get your dodges right, use your parrying and stuff, and that's cool. So
gotta get your souls like on, huh?
Gotta get kind of good. It's not it's not Souls like or anything, but
you gotta get your souls on, doggy. That's all I'm hearing is your souls.
It definitely helps out to be good at least dodging stuff, So some stuff you have to parry, and yeah, it's awesome. I think you'll like it if you get into it, and you'll like that mechanic about it for sure.
Oh yeah.
Great game though.
I will play it one day. So like I said, this is the year of the backlog, so I'm playing my Final Fantasy VII still. I started chapter 16 of 18 this week, and then I don't know, like I got busy, and I'm like, I don't feel like I wanted to listen to some podcasts and stuff while I played games, so I loaded up Halo Wars because I can play Halo Wars with my eyes closed, basically.
Yeah,
so that's what I did. Hold on, let me turn off my ringer. Okay, there we go. And so I played me some Halo Wars and some Final Fantasy, and that's about it as far as the playing goes, right?
Right.
But I am upset on Final Fantasy because I missed Barrett's last weapon. I forgot to talk to somebody twice, and you have to talk to him twice to get it, and I'm just like, I went through it and I missed it. And then In Halo Wars, I was over here playing, and I won my game last night, and in today's game, I was winning, but I had to quit because I had to get on the show, had to do the show, doggy.
Yeah, you gotta set your priorities straight, right?
Right. And I played some more Zombie Army as well with my friends. So tonight's Friday night game night. I don't know what we're gonna play, but if I have a say, we're playing Zombie Army. But we'll see what we play. So yeah, chat, let us know what you've been playing. We'd love to hear what you have to say. Let's check in with the iconic chat, shall we, doggy?
Yes.
Shout out to you, Wicked Hot. Thank you so much for being here. You are the real MVP.
Yo.
Appreciate you. Shout out to Jago Coogan. Thank you so much for being here. You are the real MVP. He says he's playing Expedition 33.
Yeah, he's probably near the end. He's probably just powering up for that last boss and just doing everything he can. So
come on, man. You can take that guy level 1.
Oh, I'll bet you those last bosses are rough, man. You better make sure you got the Pictos or whatever, Lumina and all that stuff all powered up and everything. Oh, it's just so cool. It's so cool how you can just customize each person and use what works for your playstyle. So, and what works against what guys, So, it's awesome. Awesome. Well done, game.
Nice. Shout out to Glinzer. Thank you so much for being here. You are the real MVP. It says, how to win at arm wrestling, Stallone style. Put a cap on and turn it backwards. Yeah, there you go. And shout out to my beautiful wife. She is the MVP of my life. And she says that she has been playing with me. Yeah, she has. Achievement unlocked.
Yeah.
Shout out to Pink Pickles. Thank you so much for being here. You are the real MVP.
Hello.
Appreciate you. And let's see. I played Spreadsheet this week. It was so much fun. I have no idea if that's really a thing. And I've been playing Balatro. It's so addicting, right? Balatro is crazy addicting.
Balatro.
Yeah. And Jago says that's exactly what he's doing.
Yeah. I figured, yeah. I knew it was towards the end anyway.
And Big B Money said, I just bought NBA 2K25. I'm going to play tomorrow and Halo Infinite. There you go.
Nice.
Yes. But doggy, breaking news. I know we don't do news here, but we love. I think you'll understand why this is breaking news for this channel. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Shout out to Dread for sending this. So we love our jiggle physics here, doggy.
Yeah. We've already mentioned.
Now, this is Neil deGrasse Tyson. He is a astrophysicist. This guy is a really smart scientist. Let's hear it. Let's see what he has to say about, in specific, GTA 6.
Jiggle physics are now in GTA 6. This is groundbreaking news for gooners and the unemployed, but why? You see, it's not the water physics. It's not the beer bottles with bubble trails that's giving everyone a hard-on. No, this is advanced simulation of motion, devoted entirely to how cheeks move.
That's right.
Inertia, gravity, all working together to bring digital cheeks to life. Behind every bounce is an equation. So while others are glazing over the graphics, I'm here gooning over the biomechanics of the gluteus maximus in motion. Because in the end, science is just the study of how things move, even the booty.
Boom! There you go, doggy. So we had jiggle physics on the upper half of ladies' body parts back in the day with Dead or Alive, and of course your main girl. Right? What was her name again?
Maj Cherry Nui.
That's right. But now, thanks to Rockstar, we are getting jiggle physics on the gluteus maximus now. Woo!
Yeah. That's
we are getting the complete.
We're past due.
Digital jiggle physics.
We're past due. If this is the first time we've had butt cheek jiggle physics in a game, then I would say we're long overdue.
That's right. And as you know, in this show, we are advocates of the jiggle physics.
Absolutely.
I'm
not gonna argue with that.
Yes. So there you go. And yeah, by the way, the Grand Theft Auto trailer was basically a cheek trailer. Right. They showed her butt a lot. That trailer too. I don't know. Did you see it, doggy?
I actually didn't even. I haven't watched. I've seen.
You haven't seen GTA trailer too?
I've seen people play some of it, and it looks really good. But I haven't just watched the whole thing, So.
All right, now I'm not going to play it because it has copyright.
No, don't play that. Yeah, don't play that. Yeah,
I can show it just to prove my point. All right, so we're going to go through, skip all this crap, right?
Yeah,
he's going to pick her up out of jail, blah blah blah, right? So first off, lots of butt shots. Here's his butt.
Oh, who's going to like this is Cool Cat Terry.
Yeah, she's totally a butt person.
She likes butts.
All right, here we go. Here's the next area of the butt right there. Boom.
She cannot lie.
Butts. And we're just fast forwarding through to the butts, I think. Let me see. All right, here we go. More butts right here.
I've seen that. I've seen that. Yep, I've seen that. Yeah. Okay, so I've seen a lot of this. I've seen a lot of this here and there.
So there you go. Lots of butt movement there. And of course, they're in the club. More butts here. I called out that this trailer was basically a butt trailer.
Yeah.
Like it was nothing but pictures of her butt. Right? Like, boom, there you go. More butt there. There was butt there. There's a lot of her butt in this trailer. Lots of butts.
Yeah.
I'm not against it, okay? I'm not against it. I'm just pointing it out. I mean, look at this. The guy had guns and cheeks.
So does that make it worth $100 with all the butt physics? Yeah, no.
All right, here's more butt physics here, more butt physics.
Oh, there. Some grabbing.
Yep.
Butt, yeah.
Yep. So there you go, doggy. Now, I think it's about time we got this because, as you know, it is a third-person trailer, doggy. Or it's a third-person game, and it's about time that stare at the booty point of view had some physics.
Yeah.
Because, you know, that's the perspective they want us to play in. We are the victims of this.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, up until now, Grand Theft Auto has been just full of flat butt people.
That's right. It's all been flat butts.
Flat
it's
butts.
About time we got some jiggle physic butts.
A few extra polygons in that rump. Let's go.
That's right. All right, let's see. Pink Pickle says spreadsheet is real. It's Windows 3.11 style. You make spreadsheets. I'm going to pass because I do that for work.
Whoa.
Yeah. Glitter says Grand Twerk Auto, right?
Yeah.
Pink Pickle says that you're going to watch it now. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I need to watch it. I just haven't.
Glitter says Sir Mix-a-Lot is going to do the GTA 6 theme song. Yeah, there you go. And shout out to Cookerman69. Thank you so much for being here. You are the real MVP. Appreciate you, brother.
What's up, brother?
All right, doggy, let's get it going. All right, so today we're going to be talking about trilogies. Now, I'm going to be real honest with you guys. The software I have can host up to 6 people. And if there were 6 people here, each one of us talking about a different trilogy, we would list 18 trilogies. And we still would have missed some of the greatest trilogies of all time.
Right, yeah. Yeah.
Like, just being honest, guys.
Over there.
So, that being said, that's why this is called Iconic Trilogies 1.
Yeah, 1.
Because we will probably do it again. Yeah, absolutely. Cookerman, I acknowledge Axel as the MVP. That's right. Put him up, doggy. Put him up. That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
I'll give it to you.
We're going to be talking about some trilogies, and of course, we're going to miss out on some great ones. So please don't be mad at us. You know, we only do 3 picks per show. That's the way the format is. And so, doggy, what is the first trilogy you want to talk to us about?
Yeah, I thought I'd be remiss to leave this one off the first show. So I figured I'd just go right off the bat with the Gears 1 through 3 trilogy, which, as I was talking about earlier, me and Jago religiously played on Saturday nights since back in December. We actually went through all the games, all the way from this to Judgment, all of them. But anyway, back to the original trilogy, which was so great. Okay, so you had great characters, of course, Barkus Dom, Baird, Coltrane. You got some side guys like Anya and Carmine, and I can't remember all the names, but you know what I'm saying.
Dizzy. Don't forget Dizzy.
Dizzy. Yeah. There you go. Thank you. Anyway, so the gameplay was awesome. It's cool how it kind of just all kind of remained about the same throughout. The little changes in 2 and 3, but to me, and I mentioned this last time I was talking about, the gameplay seemed clunky to me at first, right? You know, just seemed awkward. You know what I'm saying? But man, as you got used to the A to run, as you got used to how you changed your weapons with the D-pad, which was so awesome.
The reload game.
Yeah, the active reload. Yeah, I'm glad I didn't forget that. The active reload was just so cool. And just once you got used to it, it was just it played so good and it was so cool. And then I'm playing other games like last week. We're playing A Way Out. And I'm pressing A to run instead of pressing it on the stick like most games. I'm pressing A to run. I'm like, man, I can't not get used to that after playing Gears for so long. Yeah, great guns. Of course, the Lancer's great. You know, one of the greatest guns in gaming. Got that awesome, just satisfying chainsaw there. Of course, you know the story. You know, one where they're trying to get rid of the Locust or whatever, and save humanity, and then 2 and 3 where it's a 3-way war with the Locust, humanity, and the Lambent. You know, just
Lambert, yep.
yeah, it's so cool. And then you got these great moments like Dom meeting up with Maria in 2 and that state she's in, and he's apologizing and ends up having to kill her. It's just heartbreaking for him, and then in 3 when he meets back up with her again, says, I'll be back with you someday, that and the kids, and just that. And then right after that, he sacrifices himself, for the greater good. Just just such great moments in gaming, right? There's such just famous, beloved moments, you know what I'm saying? And and yeah, there's tragedy in this. There was humor, there was just great music. Even the music just matched with those scenes. You know what I'm saying? Just it's just
absolutely. It did.
Even the sound. Some of the sounds like the sound when you just beat your, it goes, like a guitar riff. Yeah, it just got through that. That original trilogy. After playing through that, I see last year when they announced E-Day why people were so emotional. I could see what the deal is, you know what I'm saying? There's people that's probably played through this trilogy tons of times, way more than me, you know what I'm saying, and know so much lore, so much more lore about it, stuff could dig into. But either way, what a great story, great game. Everything's great about it. And I love, you think the co-op with Jago, it was just so fun. I'll never take that back. It was so awesome. I can't wait for E-Day just cause of this, and it's gonna be a blast. Great trilogy, and like I said, I couldn't leave this off the first show.
There you go. Yeah, no, I love the Gears of War franchise. My first Gears of War was Gears 2, and my last Gears of War was Gears 1.
Oh,
so I played it out of order, 2, 3, 1, and I still thought it was awesome, even the first one. You know, and what a great launch for this. It held up. And I can see why people hold this one in such high esteem compared to the newer ones, right? And even though I love the newer ones, I really do. The impact of these, the relationship you built up with Marcus and all his people, and the tragedies that happened, all that good stuff, right? It's just, it's crazy. It's crazy. It really showed you the brutality of war, if you will.
Right. Yeah. Right? Yeah. Yep.
That's what it really showed you, was the brutality. Because even though you played a main character, a lot of the people that were important to the story passed away.
Right.
And, or important to other side characters. And, I love how, this happened, with Maria. And you could make a choice. You could either just go normal or go in guns blazing. Of course, I went in guns blazing, And so I love that you had a choice. How do you want to deal with this tragedy? If it makes you sad, take the peaceful route. If it makes you angry, take the more angry route. You know what I mean?
Yeah, good point.
So
well said.
I love that about it. I just, the trilogy holds up, and I love it because at the end it finishes Marcus's story.
Yeah.
In a tragic way as well.
Yes.
Even though he won, the cost of winning was a lot.
Yeah. Lost Dom, Dad.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. All he had left was Anya.
Yep.
So yeah, it's a great trilogy. Can't go wrong with it. If you haven't played it, you gotta play it. You just gotta, man. It's got a challenge level to it and a fun level to it that is almost unmatched these days.
Yeah, it's got a good challenge. Yeah, some of the enemies are tough as can be, but that's just part of it is fun. Yeah.
Yeah, that's part of the fun, in my opinion. Yeah. So definitely play it. And if you're like me, you troll your fellow people, that whole scene where you had to point the light to make sure that they don't get killed. Oh, what's that? Oh, my bad. What'd you do that for? No. My bad, bro. My bad. I don't know if you and Jago did that to each other, but I did.
No, we did do that.
I did it to him. Why? Because I can. So, yeah.
Jay goes like, I'm not trying to make this any harder than it is with having Doggy as my co-op guy. So well, we're not trolling.
There you go. Let's check in with the chat. Glitzer thinks the Max Payne trilogy is the best.
Oh, that's good.
Cougarman agrees with him. Max Payne 1, 2, 3 better be on here. I might have to reconsider our friendship. Hey, man.
Oh,
You want to talk about Max Payne 1, 2, and 3? Cougarman, send me a message on X. I'll pop you in. I'll send you an invite. Let you tell us how much you love it.
Yeah,
because Max Payne, you mean mid Max? Mid Payne? No, I'm just kidding. I'm kidding.
Mid Payne.
That's right. Mid Payne.
Mid game. Mid game. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm just messing with
so
you.
Now we're being mean to the chats. He says, yeah, we can't be.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, I'm sorry. I apologize then, Cougarman. Never mind. I don't mean anything I just said. It was all Doggy's fault. Bad influence.
Yeah, I'll take the blame here. I'm trolling.
Tell us Ray's in the chat. Thank you so much for being here. You are the real MVP.
What's up?
Appreciate you.
What's up, brother?
Let's see. Shout out to On Board. Thank you so much for being here. You are the real MVP. Appreciate you.
What's up?
Let's see. Tyler Ray says, I'm like Noof. I got the Gears consoles, etc. Dang.
Oh, yeah.
Dedication, man. Those consoles look sweet, though.
Yeah, the Series S. The red one was awesome. Not Series S. 1S. The 1S. 2 terabyte.
The 1S. No, you're thinking of the...
Yeah, the 1S was the red one for Gears 4. And then they had a 1X that was that white-colored one.
Oh, the one. Yeah, you're right. That white color one was
sweet. They were both.
Sweet.
They were
that
both
white
awesome.
one is one of my favorites, man.
But that white one was cool.
Oh my gosh, I have the controller, but I don't have the console.
And see, the problem with that one was, didn't they like come out with that like right after they came out with like the Scorpio itself? Like,
I
just
pre-ordered the
this,
Scorpio.
and you're bringing this out now. You know,
I just spent $500 on the Scorpio, launch day edition, and then suddenly there's a sweet Gears one, and I'm like, oh my gosh, if I would have known this, I would have gotten the launch day Scorpio. But I'm really happy because I got a launch day Scorpio, and it literally has like little stickers on it that say Scorpio instead of just 1X. So I'm really happy with that one. Yeah,
and that's cool shade. It has cool shading. It's not like a solid black.
No, it's like got a gray into
color.
it.
Yeah.
Sweet. Back from the Dead says, hey everyone, what's going on? Back from the Dead. Thank you so much for being here. You are the real MVP. Shout out to John 9079. Thank you so much for being here. You are the real MVP. Klinger says, remember the Mad World Gears of War trailer? I saw it in the theater. Wow. Yeah, it was great. It was great. That was a great ad. RWK88 says, sup, y'all? What's up? Thank you so much for being here. You are the real MVP. Let's see. Talos Ray says, I'm waiting for the Series X now. I missed out on the Gears Elite controller. Yeah, if Gears E-Day doesn't have a console, there might be a riot.
Yeah, I bet you they just do a wrap.
Yeah, they're probably just going to do a wrap.
Because I don't know.
Yeah, because even Starfield just got a wrap.
Right. They'll figure that the console won't sell enough and they won't want to. But I could be wrong. I mean, you never know. I figured they'll have a wrap. They better at least have a wrap.
Are you going to get the wrap?
Cheaper than buying a console. Yeah, I mean, they're still overpriced, but it's kind of cool to change up your console.
There you go.
If you got your console where you can't see it, it's definitely a waste. But if you got it up there where you can see it, it's nice to see it a little different every once in a while. So I see arguments both ways. They're super expensive. By the time you pay for it, it's like $60, So, but I think a Gears wrap would look cool. So hopefully they got a collector's edition. That's what they should have.
So far, the only custom console for the Series X life has been the Halo console, which I have.
Oh yeah, they have. Yeah, they did have that one. So yeah, they could do that.
They could. Let's see.
And it'll be the 20th.
King David put out all the intros from Gears. Oh, that's cool.
Oh, nice.
There you go.
And it'll be the 20th anniversary of Gears next year too, so that could add into the possibility.
Could be. Let's see. Cougar Man says, actually, I'm on the train, so I can't come on the moment. Oh man. Oh well, but we appreciate you listening to us on the train. Appreciate you.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
And thank you for your suggestion of an awesome trilogy.
Back from the Dead says, out in Boston with my wife for PAX East. That's cool. I've never been to a PAX show.
No, I've never been to any video game event like that. and that's in Boston, so that'd have been a heck of a. But he's about he's about where he about lives where I live, so yeah, that's a little bit of a travel.
Yeah. And let's see. Glinzer says Fatal Frame Trilogy. That'd be a nice remaster. I've never played a Fatal Frame in my
I haven't either. I don't think. I don't think
never played it. Never has. I mean, never has been.
Was that a Sony?
No, because I think Fatal Frame
Or is that
launched on the OG Xbox.
Okay,
It
yeah.
did. Okay, yeah, it did.
Well, I want to.
Okay, so I guess I did play the first one. I didn't know it was a trilogy. Yeah, I did not know Fatal Frame was a trilogy. So there you go. I played the first one. So yes. All right, great pick, doggy. Great pick.
Oh, well, thank you.
And sticking with Xbox and pillars, I went with the Halo Covenant War trilogy. Right, so of course I'm talking about Halo Combat Evolved, the first Halo, Halo 2, and Halo 3 that told just a continuous story in a way that the newer Halos just aren't doing. And I think that's really what's affecting this. Too much time and too many events lap between the newer Halos that I think that's the problem. Because on this one, believe it or not, the time between Halo 1, 2, and 3 is only 3 months. It's only 3 months. And I think that's what made it so good because, you saw Chief go from, Halo 1 to he was getting an award for what he did in Halo 1 to Halo 2 starting. And you see him get pulled into slip space into a random God knows where location in Halo 2. And in Halo 3, it starts with him. Halo 2 ends with him slip spacing back into Earth and ending right there on a cliffhanger. Talk about a cliffhanger, right? And Halo 3 starts with him just re-entering Earth and being awesome as he always is to take the fight to the Covenant on Earth and to the Ark as well. The portal on the Ark. So yeah, Halo to me, that original trilogy 1, 2, and 3 was just, I don't know, it was so influential, obviously, because this is the whole reason why I got an Xbox was Halo. And, as time went on, other games and other franchises came on to the Xbox that made me love it more. But it all started, if it wasn't for Halo, I would not be an Xbox guy, just being honest here. And so those first three those first 3 games, Halo 1, the story, and the LAN party multiplayers. Halo 2, the story, and the Xbox Live multiplayer. Amazing. Halo 3, the last of the story, the conclusion. And again, the multiplayer just off the roof. And, of course, the famous legendary all skulls on gameplay that just made even the campaign more challenging for you and your friends. And what I love the most about Halo 3, which you're seeing here, is that it wasn't just like Halo 2. It was on the 360 at this time. And you got these grand vistas like you're seeing here, these amazing fights, all these things happening on the screen. Like it put the vastness of the war on display. And that was a perfect way to end it, in my opinion. And it just showed off the power of the 360 with the greatest franchise of all time, Halo. And this trilogy just playing as Master Chief, Cortana, figuring out about the Flood and the Mastermind and the fact that the freaking prophets were always lying to the Covenant, building an allegiance with the Sangheili. If the Sangheili would not have joined us in this war, it's another thing. We wouldn't have won this war because we were technically losing it. So it's funny that in those 3 months, the Sangheili switched sides and helped us win the war. That's all we needed. Was just some Sangheilis. Some elites, doggy. That's all we needed was some elites.
Some elites.
Yeah. Oh, and the best part about this trilogy is that it had side stories to it. They put out the prequel, to it. I know it's not the trilogy, but it is a prequel to the trilogy. And then they put in the side story of ODST for Halo 3, taking place at the same time as Halo 2. I thought that was awesome too. So I love that even though it's a trilogy, it also included side stories to the trilogy. I think that's another thing that modern Halo is missing, is these little side events. Like, hey, while Chief was while Chief was gone in slip space during Halo 2, this is what happened on Earth. And I'm like, yes, that's awesome. So yeah, I really love that this trilogy felt like a complete story. You know, it's just an amazing trilogy, and all the little side stories that go with it. And it's funny because I say little side stories, but they're like 20-hour campaigns.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's awesome. It's awesome. Love it, doggy. Doggy, you got to play this, bro. You got to play this.
And actually, that's next. These are next on our list of Saturday night games. Now, and you'll know this because we've been trying to, and I think we looked and saw that it was. Is Halo the first Halo? Is it co-op through the campaign?
It is.
Okay.
All the Halos are co-op, doggy.
Okay, that's what we looked and we thought we saw that.
Multiplayer.
Right. Okay. So this, in fact, starting either tonight or tomorrow night, starting it out. So I'll be able to, talk some turkey with you about some Halo here soon. So
That's right.
Shame on me. I mean, I played through some of them. I made it. Like Halo 3, I played that co-op with somebody way back in the day on the 360. 1 and 2, I played some of, but I got caught on both of them. So I just got stuck, just like even Infinite, but that doesn't count. It's not. But either way, we're gonna make it through these, and I can't wait, man. It's cool going back through these franchises that I should have been playing in the first place, or just in Halo's case, I guess I just couldn't make it through.
That's right.
Enough skills. So
you're gonna go from Nintendo doggy to Halo doggy.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, I'll earn myself a better name. Okay,
that's right.
Yeah, give me a couple months and we'll have a better name for me. But no, great pick, and I can't wait to, like I said, be able to talk it up with you about some Halo, and it'll be fun playing through. I know it will be.
Definitely, I cannot tell you the influence this trilogy had on my life. I think you guys see it in full display. Like if you guys could see this wall here. It is like this entire wall of my room is nothing but Halo from top to bottom. So, and I know you guys can't see it, but I can see it. And that's why this wall is here for me. So
yeah, you've got plenty of cool Halo stuff.
Oh yeah. You've seen it, right, doggy?
Yeah, you even have like the Nerf Needler.
I do have the Needler, yeah. I have the Mega Constructs, I have the figurines, I have the Hot Wheels, I have all the collector's editions.
Yep, you have the Elite, you have the Series X. You have a helmet too, don't you? Don't you have like?
I do. I have the Halo 3 helmet. Yep.
Yeah. If it's there, there's a chance he's got it. So.
Yep. Yeah, I even got my Halo T-shirt.
There you go.
Just in case there's any doubt.
Yeah. You got to complete. Yeah, if you didn't have that, I wouldn't be believing you.
Oh man. Oh, I'm glad this put it over the top.
Yeah. Otherwise, I wasn't buying it.
Let's check in with the chat real quick.
Yeah.
99079 says Gears is the reason I got a 360. Yeah, a lot of people's reasons. Yeah. Let's see. Back from the Dead says I've been listening to the Halo audiobooks. I've been listening to the Halo books on Audible. It's wild how much there is in the Halo books versus the games, right? A lot of lore is in there.
Oh yeah, I've heard there's tons of lore.
A lot of lore, and when everybody talks a lot of crap about Bonnie Ross, but when Bonnie Ross was in charge of Halo, she made sure that all those books were lore accurate. So you couldn't just write a Halo book. Like it needed to be approved by the lore masters at Halo. There's literally positions at 343 Industries to be lore masters to make sure that everything lined up. And I'm like, God, if I could have a position to play, that'd be the job I'd want. I want to be a Halo lore master. So yeah, and like I said, I know everybody talks crap about Bonnie Ross, but she really did take care of Halo, especially the lore, which we care about until the show came out.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, let's see. No. Pink Pickle says I like the Dark Souls trilogy. Right, me too. Me too, man. I think if you haven't played that Dark Souls trilogy, you're not a real gamer at all.
Well,
you can't even call yourself you might as well not even call yourself a hardcore gamer. You're just a hobbyist if you haven't played the Dark Souls trilogy.
I'm a hobbyist then. That's fine with me.
Mm-hmm.
I'm proud to be a hobbyist.
You know what? Not even a hobbyist. I would say you're like a tourist, a gaming tourist.
Hey, you know
what?
You're
just like on an expensive ticket to Disney World. That's what you are.
Ain't nothing wrong with Disney World. What are you talking about, punk?
I'm just messing with you, doggy. You're like a 1-day trip to Disney World. That's what you are. You're not like the multi-day guy that stays there, visits each park twice a week.
Yeah, I'm not. Yeah, I stay on the outskirts of Orlando in some cheap hotel and just go for 1 day. Yeah,
that's right. You don't go to Disney World. You go to Disney Mundo down in Orlando, close to Cuba. All right, yeah, but yeah, no, I love the Dark Souls trilogy. Pig Pickles, love it.
Wish I could say the same.
Hypocrisy at work, says John 907I. Let's see. The Axel Chief Collection, absolutely.
Yeah.
Talos Rig said, at least I got a Halo Elite controller. Yeah, it's the best. Talos Rig says, I got Gears and Halo 360 consoles. Ooh, nice.
Oh, that's cool.
Nice.
Yeah.
Let's see. Back from the Dead. Is Master Cheeks canon? No, he's not. No, he's not. That's what I said. Like, Bonnie Ross took care of it up until the show. And I think that's where she was like, I'm done. I don't want to do this anymore. And it's probably best that she left at that point. But when she was putting all her effort into it, she really did take care of the lore for us up until that show. Yeah. Let's see. Glinzer says, Time Splitters, the great co-op console shooter trilogy before Halo. Is Time Splitters a trilogy? I thought there was only Time Splitters 1 and 2.
Yeah, I thought there was only 1 and 2.
No, you're right. There is 3. Yeah, think about it. There is 3.
Yeah, I remember those were like on the PS2 era.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I remember 3. Okay,
well, there you go.
Good memory there.
I'm bored. Says, have y'all talked about the Mafia Old Country game yet? No, we're talking about trilogies, not individual games today.
So if we were talking Mafia, it would be the original Mafia trilogy, which would that could qualify.
Mafia 1, 2, and 3.
Yep, that could qualify for the show.
It could absolutely, but not the Old Country trailer. No. We were just showing the GTA trailer for some butt jiggles. That's right. For some jiggle physics, because we are physics enthusiasts here.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, and you know what physics enthusiasts do, doggy?
What's that?
They ask you, what time is it, doggy?
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, the iconic Video Games Podcast, it proudly brings to you its greatest podcast segment in the world. It's intermission time with Axel 1324.
Woo! Thank you very much, doggy.
I was trying to think of something mean to call you, but I couldn't do it.
I was like, why is there a pause? Why is there a pause? All right, so we're talking about trilogies. And so, keeping in the theme with the trilogies, let me turn this down a little because it's loud on my side.
Yeah, there you go. That's good. Yeah,
there we go. So sticking with trilogies.
Trilogy.
We're going to talk about games that haven't made it to the trilogy status yet. And we're going to be asking you guys, the chat, if this game deserves a trilogy, or if this franchise, I guess you could call it a franchise?
Yeah,
right?
franchises. Yeah, franchises that need a third.
Yeah, so first we're going to watch a little trailer, right? With some volume.
Okay.
Not a lot of volume, right?
All right.
And when we're done watching the trailer, we're going to ask the chat, does it deserve a trilogy? Are you ready, doggy?
Yeah, I'm ready.
All right, let me pause this, put that away for a minute.
What's we got?
All right, here we go. First one up today is Ori and the Will of the Wisp. How's that volume? I don't want it to be too loud.
This is good then. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't want it to be too loud. Yeah, that's good.
Oh, it's perfect. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, so this is Ori and it was Ori and the Blind Forest and Ori and the Will of the Wisp. These are Metroidvanias, and Xbox owns the Ori IP. Okay, so, and I thought this game was amazing. The music, oh my god, the music. The story, oh my god, the story. This game, there's just, it's such a good game. Such a dang good game. The visuals, everything, the challenge, the boss fights, the puzzles. It was just so phenomenal. If you haven't played these games, I recommend them. I mean, these are the accolades. Look at all these high praises.
Yeah.
By the way, if it had an accolade trailer, I'm showing the accolade trailer, okay? So Ori and the Blind Forest, Ori and the Will of the Wisp. We don't have an Ori 3 yet. Does it deserve to become a trilogy? Doggy, I know you haven't played it, but look at this, man. Look at it. The first game, even though this one got great accolades, the first game scored even higher.
Oh yeah.
So
yeah.
As a matter of fact, let me pull it up on OpenCritic. Hold on. Let me see. Because I love having fun with this stuff, right?
Oh yeah, pull it up. Yeah. See what we
Ori and the Blind Forest. All right. So Ori and the Blind Forest got a 90, a 9 out of 10. 96% critics recommended. And 90% player rating. That's the Blind Forest. That's the first one. Right?
Okay. Yep.
Ori and the Will of the Wisp got a 90 again.
So 2 90s. Okay.
A 98 recommended and another 90 from the players. I mean, come on. This game deserves a trilogy. It's 9 out of 10, 9 out of 10 average all over the place. Doggy, I know you haven't played Ori, but you've heard me gush about Ori. Do you think I deserve to play Ori and the third game? I don't know what it's going to be called.
Yeah, I've actually tried both of them. That just isn't my it's just not my cup of tea, so I didn't make it through them. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, they were beautiful. They had good gameplay and stuff. But yeah, I mean, 2 games that got a 90.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it doesn't matter really if I want the trilogy. Does it deserve one? Yeah, absolutely, it deserves one. You got 2 games at 90. Yeah, Xbox, you own this IP. You already put all these games everywhere anyway, right? So this, they don't own the publisher, the developer, though, right? So
this was made by Moon Studios, and they had a falling out because some. I think Moon Studios got accused of sexual harassment and stuff.
Oh,
and Xbox does not tolerate that, you know.
That's a shame.
But they own the IP.
If they can do it with the same dev team that's going to bring that same quality, yeah, it deserves it. If they're going to disgrace it and put something else and not bring that same, then maybe it's better off as a duology, actually. So, but if they can come,
what would you vote, Doggy?
If they can bring the same energy with it, yeah, it deserves another one. Give it another try. Even it deserves another one. With 2 great games like that, it deserves another one. Even if I don't care, it still deserves it. So
absolutely, I think it deserves it as well. As well, Doggy.
As well.
All right, let's see. But that's what we think. What does the chat think? Doggy, no death dealer, so you're the chat reader.
All right, so does Ori deserve to be a trilogy? We got yes, we need an Ori 3 is 71%. Whose Ori is 14%, and no, it's perfect as a duology also at 14%.
All right.
So
well,
the majority says, yeah, give us a trilogy.
Give us a trilogy. I think it deserves a trilogy. Let's check in with the chat, see what they have to say.
Yeah.
Let's see. Tyler's Ray said, I wanted in the day for Pariah to have a trilogy. It reminded me of Halo on the OG Xbox. I have no idea what that is. I'm sorry, Tyler's Ray. I have no idea what that is. I'll look it up some other time, but yeah.
Yeah.
This is why I love the chat, because they educate me.
Right, yeah.
Yes. And shout out to Tyler's Ray. You are the real MVP. Appreciate you, buddy. He says, I got the first story. Oh, man, you need to play Will of the Wisp. It's amazing. John 907 is in the chat. Thank you so much for being here. You are the real MVP. He says, I haven't played it, but graphically, it looks nice. It's amazing.
Oh,
it's
yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah, beautiful.
Yeah. Yeah. Shout out to Dreadpool. Thank you so much for being here. You are the real MVP.
What is that?
Yes. John 907 says, went with Axel. Must be a first. Yes! Nobody ever votes for my games.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
Wait, I take that back. What was I thinking? Man.
Yeah, no, you already said it. No take backs. Voting time is over.
No more drinks for Doggy. Okay.
Franchises that need a third. Press ID, Space Channel 5. Oh, I love Space Channel 5. Power Stone, yes.
Ooh,
Manhunt, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Otagi, yes. Otagi Myth of Demons and Otagi Immortal Warriors. Love them. Love them.
Wow, you come up with all kinds of them. Good job.
Yeah, no, Otagi Myth of Demons and Otagi Immortal Warriors. Underrated, bro. Those are hack and slashes. You would love them.
Oh, man.
And they're made by From Software before they went Souls-like. They were hack and slash.
Oh, I bet you they play good then.
Oh, they're so good.
Probably awesome bosses and stuff in it, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Jago Cookin says, all I have to say is Ori isn't my cup of tea either. Tried both of them, but didn't like either. Get out of here, Jago. I'm just kidding, bro. I'm just kidding, Jago. Don't take it personal, buddy.
Oh, he won't take that personal.
All right, so Dougie, I talked about Ori, right?
Yeah, you talked about Ori.
About Ori. Let's watch another trailer, shall we?
Yeah.
Let me prepare the next question first, because these take a little while to put on there.
That's why you're the man at the helm, because you can do all this multitasking and typing and
I think I have to reload. Hold on, it's not letting me post up.
Controlling the chat, talking to the chat.
That's right, trying to control Jago.
Controlling Jaco, controlling me.
Oh my God, Jago! Really? Dougie, read this.
I beat both Ori games by uninstalling them. I did.
Oh my gosh.
Now that I think about it, I beat them too. Right. Okay. I guess I didn't think about that. I beat a lot of games. In fact, I beat a lot of Dark Souls games like that too. Yeah. Woo.
Woo. There we go.
Yeah.
All right, there we go. I had to reset
games like that.
My control center. I apologize about that, guys. Good thing I decided to do this. Yeah, you've beat a lot of Souls games that way. Yeah, sure.
Hey, it's the best way to do it.
Sure. What would you give Dark Souls out of 10, Doggy?
What would I give
your uninstall experience?
Oh, 1. I gave it a 1. Yeah.
So you are sad you uninstalled it. I understand your pain, Doggy.
No, I give my experience with the whole game a 1. Yeah. Then the only reason I got a 1 is because I had uninstalled it, and it wasn't very tough. Yeah, you just had to go in there, uninstall all.
My God.
And it was gone.
These guys. Happy Cloud Gamer, thank you so much for being in the chat.
Hey, what's up? Yeah.
It's 3 a.m. I'm going to bed, but hey, you're great, gentlemen. Hey, you're
awesome. Hey, you're great. Yeah, thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Great.
Sleep good. Thank you for joining us, and have a good day tomorrow.
All right, Doggy, talk to us about the next duology that deserves a trilogy.
What is it? Oh, yeah. Okay, so yeah, God of War 2018 and God of War Ragnarok, both great games. Yeah, why not? Why not a trilogy for these? I mean, the story seems kind of out limbo. There's more to go there. That's why I thought it was weird when some people are talking about they're going to do Greece or not Greece, Africa or something like Egypt or something like that. It's like, isn't this not done? Like this story's not done. Like, right?
I think it's done. I mean, I don't know. I feel like it's done.
Nah,
I mean, Atreus still has to grow up. I mean, he just got a girlfriend.
Right. That's what I'm saying. And I think there'll be a trilogy. And my guess is that Atreus will be like his dad and betray his father.
Oh, bracha.
And I mean, that's just, that would be a perfect way this trilogy should go. And I don't know why they wouldn't have a trilogy to it, honestly. I mean, I don't know. I'm sure they're working on something. And I think that's the route they're going to go. I think that's kind of goes with, I don't know, it just kind of goes with the way it should be. So that's my guess. They're going to have a trilogy. Atreus, you little punk. He's going to show his true colors there in the end. He's going to do like Kratos did, betray his father.
I don't know, man. Kratos is the God of War. I don't see Atreus becoming the what is he? The bastard child of the God of War,
Well, yeah. I mean, that's just, we could see, and it might not be nothing. People were talking about how they're switching it to a whole nother time or whatever, this kind of stuff. So, yeah. But no, I hope they make a trilogy for this and kind of go that route with it. I think that would be an awesome way to go about that. So I always thought that's kind of what they do with it. So, does it deserve a trilogy? I guess is the question. Hell yeah. Great games. Two great games. Like 2018 a little better than Ragnarok, but that's just
really okay. God of War, the 2018 scored a 94 out of 100, and 90% of players, right? And God of War Ragnarok scored a 92, and a very rare 100% rating from players.
Oh,
from players, that's crazy.
Yeah.
So for me though, I think God of War Ragnarok was better than the first one, because I'm not gonna lie to you, I found baby Atreus super annoying. Super duper annoying.
Oh, he was annoying in there, yeah.
Oh my God.
You just want to smack him one, man.
Oh my gosh. For being a God of War, that child needed a beat down.
Yeah.
You did. Oh
boy.
Yeah, boy. I've been like, boy, this is gonna hurt you more than it hurts me, So yeah, but in God of War Ragnarok, he was more mature. He was keeping secrets because he thought he was protecting his father. way more than just being a bratty child, right? I enjoyed God of War Ragnarok more than the first one, and I thought the gods you fought in God of War Ragnarok were more of the gods in the Norse mythology.
Yeah.
So I enjoyed it, and I'm not gonna lie to you guys. One of the reasons I bought my PlayStation is for God of War.
Oh yeah, that's one of the reasons.
Like, this is a system seller. I need a third one, so I can justify my purchase even more.
Yeah, that's good.
Not that I need to justify my purchases. I'm just saying, right?
Right now,
yeah. So this one needs a trilogy. Be sure to vote in the chat. Let's, Doggy, hold on. I need to step away for a second. Read some of the chats, please.
Alrighty, I can do that. All right, where do we leave off here? Okay, yeah, we left off Happy Cloud Gamer saying it was 3 a.m. there. Once again, thank you for joining us. Dreadpool, we said hey to Dreadpool. Cheers to you. Splendiferous, what's up, brother? Thank you very much for joining us. I've got Glenzer saying Atreus will become Betrayus. Ooh, I like that. I like that. Yeah, Splendiferous says, gentlemen, yeah, what's up, brother? Atreus is Loki, remember, so he's technically the god of mischief.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Another game I've never played. Oh, John 907I says he's not played God of War. God of War 3 is still the best one, in my opinion. So he's talking about
the OG trilogy.
That original trilogy, which, another great trilogy. Named right there. Love both God of War games, but I actually prefer 2018, says Jago. I'll trust you guys again, says John. And saying hi. I prefer Greek mythology because I am Greek, says Talos Ray. And Splendiferous is talking to somebody else. And that is the end of the chat.
All right. But that's how we feel. So we both believe that this deserves to be a trilogy. But Doggy, how does the chat feel?
Okay, so yeah, does God of War, the Norse version here, need a third game to make it a trilogy? Yes. We need a God of War 3, 75%. Who's Kratos? 12%. And also 12%. No, it's perfect as a duology, which is definitely a good answer there. All three good.
There are no wrong answers, but this
no
is
wrong answer. Yeah.
No. If you love it the way it is, then hey, that's the way it is. Yeah.
Yep. And if you don't know who Kratos is, hey,
where you been? All right. Well, that's going to do it for this intermission time. Doggy, let's talk about the next game that the next trilogy that you want to talk to us about.
Okay. Oh, man, it's tough pick. I'm going to go with the Grand Theft Auto trilogy that was back in the excuse me,
PS2,
PS2/Xbox era. Okay, so I didn't have a PS2 at the time that I walked into somebody's house and they were playing Grand Theft Auto 3, and just seeing somebody play that game just blew you away, man. That open world live city where you could just do whatever you wanted. You know, you could just raise mayhem, mess with the cops. You could go behind in an alley and get you some, get some jiggle physics in the butt, that kind of stuff. All that was there in this game, and it's just something you had not seen before. Really, it started a genre. It started a genre called GTA knockoffs. And they're on out. There's a bunch of GTA knockoffs trying to go as Grand Theft Auto 3. And then, of course, it was Liberty City, which was, of course, a knockoff of, a fake New York City. So that was cool, Vice City. Vice City was one of my favorite Grand Theft Autos ever. It was so good. Whether it be Tommy, the protagonist, who actually spoke at this point in time. Tommy's so cool. He's like one of the cool protagonists in there. The Miami Vice Scarface style to the game was cool. The 80s feel and the 80s kind of crime scene, where it went back to just kind of touched on all those 80s crime topics. Of course, you've got to mention the music in that game because, that was nuts. And
the radio stations.
Yeah, the radio stations were just, that was so good, man. I loved Daisy music then. Still great now. It's such a great soundtrack. Everything was, and of course, like I said, amazing story with Tommy. And I can't remember exactly how that went. Like, he got out of prison and had a bad drug deal right at the start. And they forced him in to go in and get the drugs back, and he ended up just taking over, doing his own thing. Of course, that's kind of what all these games were. They were all about going up through the ranks of, the underground crime scene and stuff of betrayal, and just pretty much taking over. And then of course San Andreas was just even bigger version. But it also has like character customization. You even had exercise.
Yeah, you could get fat in the game. Yeah.
The map, like I said, was large. It had actually 3 cities, which were supposed to mimic Los Angeles, San Francisco, and Las Vegas, all in one game, including rural areas, which that was so cool. Another cool story, of course, they were all cool stories, man. They all had their own kind of cool thing. But yeah, like I said, this franchise started a whole genre. People are still nuts to this day over the franchise itself, saying they'll pay upwards of $200
Oh,
for a
no
game
way.
because it has good graphics that actually look like the graphics should. Now they actually look like graphics. Like, finally, someone makes a game that looks like this generation, and I paid $200 for it. Okay, I'm off that. Okay. Anyway, all the games were cool, but you could F around and just do nothing. You could go do some missions if you complete the story. You could do it had plenty of side missions and stuff in it. Vice City added, like, you get businesses where it'd make you money, and then you could be like a taxi driver or a fireman or ambulance or whatever. And San Andreas just kind of added on to all that. But yeah, I'll never forget playing on, like I said, I'll never forget the first time I saw Grand Theft Auto 3 and just playing that and just going around and raising havoc and passing the controller and entering those cheat codes. You go shoot a bunch of people and then you reload.
Getting your crime meter all the way up
to
5
stars. Get on 5 and you could, and just, that was so, and I had to have a PS2 after I saw it. It's like, dude, I want one of these for Christmas. And then Vice City and San Andreas, I remember both of those games getting the game day one and getting the Prima strategy guide. I think it was Prima at the time. Prima strategy guide.
Strategy guides, yes.
Strategy guide. We'd have that map, and you go through and find out. I can't remember which one it was, but you had to find all these secret packages. And once you did, you got an Apache copter. Ah, man, it was just so fun. And just going, such cool stories. None of the campaigns were like way super long. They outstayed their welcome or anything. They're the perfect length that they played perfect. Now, like I said, at the time, and even now they still hold up today, but at the time, how revolutionary were these things? And like I said, I just remember so many great times. I had to include this one on my list of some of the greatest trilogies
of all time.
Of all time, yeah. There you go.
Yeah, I can't lie, Doggy. I think you're onto something here. I played San Andreas with my little brother, and I had a blast playing it because we would, like, the character we made, we would run around everywhere just to keep him in shape. Like, oh, go over here. And if I didn't have to be in a car, I wasn't in a car because we didn't want to get fat. We would go to the gym and work out every day. It was so funny. Our guy had to be buff, and like we would get into fist fights. Like I remember, instead of shooting people, we would just punch them because we were so strong, and it was so fun. It was awesome to me. But this game, definitely the trilogy. They built 3 games on the same engine. This is back in the day when Rockstar didn't take 20 years to make a game.
No.
And so it just
years.
It was revolutionary. And I think Rockstar's still sticking to what they did back then. All the cutscenes are an in-game engine. They don't load. They weren't loading FMVs of videos.
Right.
Everything was done in-game engine. So how the cutscenes looked, that's how the game looked. So I thought that was pretty awesome. Right. And you couldn't go wrong with this one, especially San Andreas. You could join a motorcycle gang. I forgot about that in San Andreas.
Oh yeah. I loved all these side things that they did in this. Yeah. Yep.
So fun.
I think that San Andreas
Mm-hmm.
or Vice City, one of the two, was only a 50-man dev team. Okay. And they brought, I think it was San Andreas, and it came out 2 years after Vice City.
Mm-hmm.
And now Rockstar probably has
5,000.
God only knows how many people, and it takes them 13 years to release the next Grand Theft Auto. It just shows how much different things are. Because these came out 2001. The next one 2002, then 2004. So you got a whole
Yeah.
even 3 years, 3/4 years. Yeah.
Yeah, and another great trilogy that was a system seller.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah, I thought that was awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, great pick, bro. Great pick. I gotta give it to you. Can't say anything. I don't even know what to add. You covered it so perfectly.
Oh well, thank you.
Yeah,
I'm sure I missed a ton of stuff, but yeah, great franchise that it's enjoyed so many different ways by so many people. So yeah.
Mm-hmm. Glinter says GTA 3 just cruising around checking out the radio station's most influential game of the 21st century.
Yeah. Yes. Perfect. Yep.
You could can't be wrong. Sunday Dress is still my favorite. Dialogue was amazing, says John on 079.
Yeah.
Let's see.
It was cool.
John on 079 says, can't forget the homies in San Andreas. Funny as hell.
Right.
Yeah. Shout out to Fastback. Thank you so much for being here. You are the real MVP. Appreciate you.
What's up, brother?
Yeah, and GTA had a lot of copycats. True Crime, Scarface, Godfather, Saints Row. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Fastback says, GTA probably most played on PS2. Yeah.
Oh,
It was
yeah.
probably the most played
absolutely.
PS2 game. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Absolutely. Splendiferous says, I don't like anything about this game. Oh, man.
Oh, man.
Not even the strip clubs? Or, sorry, not even getting your health back?
Yeah. Get your health back in the alley. Yeah.
That's right. That's right.
The first time you saw that, you had to laugh. You're like, whoa, that's so cool.
Oh, man. I ran him. I would get him, get my health back, and run him over to get my money back.
Right. Or they get out and you gun them down or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. Thanks. Thanks, lady.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that so much.
It's the best way to go about it right there.
Mm-hmm. All right, there we go. So the next trilogy I want to talk about is the Tomb Raider. They call it the Survivor trilogy, which is the reboot by Crystal Dynamics of Tomb Raider, no longer Eidos Entertainment. So the Crystal Dynamics Tomb Raider, which was Tomb Raider, Rise of the Tomb Raider, and Shadow of the Tomb Raider. I remember playing the first Tomb Raider, when you crash on that island, and it's supposed to be haunted, but it's based on, and everybody's just marooned there because they took some statues, and Laura only escaped because she killed everybody that took the statues and returned them. But that last shootout with the boss where you just got to double pow for like the whole clip, that was awesome. That was awesome finish, I think. But what I loved about the first one was that Laura Croft wasn't the Tomb Raider yet. She felt bad killing people, and she didn't want to, and she was scared. Like the actress was super duper scared in that game. I don't know if you remember, Doggy. Like it showed a lot of vulnerability, and me as the player, I'm like, you can do this, Laura. You can do it, right? And then you go to Rise of the Tomb Raider, which was Xbox exclusive for like a year.
Yeah, I remember all that whining about that.
Yeah, and it took place in the Arctic instead of an island that was always raining, and it changed the play style. It changed the camouflage style, and that was another thing that I really loved about it was that the camouflage between the three games was different in each one. The same but different how it executed, and I thought that was awesome. And in Rise of the Tomb Raider, you were finding a tomb or a relic, and you were trying to, and you found out that there was an agency that was trying to bring all these relics together for evil purposes, nefarious purposes, and you were just kind of caught in the middle of who's going to get the relic first, you or them, right? And it was so much fun, so great. I just remember the ice climbing areas on there, upgrading my equipment, the explosions. Good grief, man, the explosions. And what I really loved about Tomb Raider was that they didn't take place in a tomb, but as you were exploring these areas, you could find tombs, and they were like little mini puzzles. And if you passed them, you got extra equipment or extra outfits. That's another thing I super duper loved. And then my favorite, I don't care what anybody says, Shadow of the Tomb Raider was my favorite. Taking place in, I believe it was Peru. I want to say Peru. Southern America. Central America, Southern America, right? And you now that you know that this agency is after stuff, you're trying to get to it before they do. And they put up such a fight and they mess up your life so much that by the end of the game, you basically have had it. You've had it. And you come out of there like the freaking Terminator, and Lara Croft becomes the Tomb Raider by about 90% through the game. So that last 10%, she is like heartless. She doesn't care anymore. She becomes the Tomb Raider we all know and love. So it is so cool to see that happen, and the outfits were awesome. The gameplay was awesome. And the graphics. I remember this came out on the Xbox One X with 4K. And oh my gosh, that Panther scene at the beginning. Wow. Just wow. The set pieces were even bigger and grander. I love the fact that it became more of a hub world. And it was just incredible. I loved it. Shadow of the Tomb Raider to me was the perfect ending to the trilogy. And of course, it had my bae, Lara Croft. They reduced her jiggle physics, but it doesn't matter. She's still my bae, Lara Croft. So yeah, I really love this trilogy. I think it's very well done. If you haven't played this trilogy, my God, you got to play it seriously. Every game is action-packed. Story is great. Side quests are great. And the best part that I loved about the third game was that certain side quests were only available for a certain amount of time, or they would only appear if you did something, and they would only appear the next day in the main plaza at noon. But if it got past noon, you missed out. Like, there were quests you could miss in the third one. It was awesome that everything was like that. So you had to hey, I'm going to go help you. I'm going to help you tomorrow. Okay, meet me at the plaza at noon. And if you didn't meet them at the plaza at noon, you missed out on the side quest. That was that. And I don't know. I really enjoyed stuff like that. Right? So, I don't know. I just really love the third one, especially when at the end, she finally just had it with all these people, and she becomes the Tomb Raider and just comes out of the water in a ball of fire with the water on fire, like the freaking Terminator. Love it. And just straight up murders a guy that's hurt, because she's like, you are getting the wrath. Loved it. Doggy, the Tomb Raider Survivor trilogy done by Crystal Dynamics. What do you think?
Yeah, I haven't played this whole trilogy. I played some of whatever I always say it's whatever the one is that starts out in the mountain.
That's Rise of the Tomb Raider. Yeah.
Rise of the Tomb Raider. But I didn't even finish that one either. I don't know how far I got into. I can't remember. No, this is a great pick. This is just one I just never had time to play. It isn't because I don't want to play it. I'm sure it's far superior to the PlayStation ones back in the day. You know what I'm saying? I way more playable, way more fun. Because those were classic in their own way, but they kind of, I don't know, they played a little rough. So, voice turned out great, this trilogy is, but I haven't played it. So, just mark it up as another set of games that I need to play. Maybe I'll get around to it, but man, it's tough. The backlog's tough these days. The
backlog is OP.
Yeah, so hopefully I can play these one day. This is great pick. I'm sure they're so fun, but I can't speak much on them because I didn't play much of them. Shame on me. Okay.
Shame on you, doggy. Shame on you. How could you do this to my bae, Lara Croft? How could you ignore her?
Well, I didn't,
her digital jiggle feelings.
You told me to stay away from her, so I just didn't play the game. So I figured, hey, I better just stay as far away as I can.
Yeah, no, it was great. Fastback says this Tomb Raider trilogy was great. Absolutely. John 079 agrees. Great picks, yes. Blizzard says, this has to be the longest gap between the last Tomb Raider and a new game. You might be right. Split Difference says, for some reason, my compass, cucumber, my compass, what is that, an egg? What do they call it?
Eggplant, yeah.
Eggplant, there we go. My compass eggplant was always pointing north when I played these games.
Hey, that's a good way to keep track of where you're going. There you go. Yeah. You can always depend on the old eggplant.
That's right. Agree, Axel. And I don't think it was everyone's favorite, but the one I enjoyed the most. Yeah, I think that third one was just great. Crystal D, bro, they busy on Perfect Dark. They are. Cleanser says Tomb Raider 2013 greater than The Last of Us. Yeah, I said it. No, yeah, no line. No classic pyramids though. No, there were no pyramids in the new one. Let's see. Gave up on Rise of the Tomb Raider. LOL. This one was dope. Yeah, the third one, Shadow, was great. Great. I don't care what anybody says. It was amazing. Amazing. Square didn't know what they were doing when they sold this one. But yeah, enough about the Tomb Raider. Doggy, guess what time it is?
Hey, two's company and 3 is a crowd. It's time for intermission time with the man, the myth, the legend. Wait, I'm being a little too nice about that. It's Axel 1324.
Woo! Thank you so much, brother. All right, so again, in this intermission, this is the trilogy episode, so we have gathered some games that don't have trilogies and asking you, the chat, do they deserve a third entry? Do they deserve to become trilogies?
Do they?
Do they? Do they, Doggy? Do they really? Let's find out, shall we? All right, so Doggy, you added this one. You thought of this one, so I'm going to let you take this one away.
Okay.
All right.
What is it?
Here we go. Take it away.
Oh, I think I know what this one's going to be. Yeah, okay. Yeah. The Need for Speed Underground. 1 and 2, and they never made a third. These games are great. These games were highly popular like back then, and they were so different than any of the other offerings that Need for Speed had. Like, you could tune your car for performance. You could add, like visual effects to it, like the neon there. You could add, spoilers. You could add tailpipe tips or whatever. You could add just whatever to your car. It was so cool, and it had real cars in there. The street race scene was so cool. It had so many different modes, from drifting to drag race to just illegal street racing itself. Had a cool story campaign mode, which I think up until that time with these games, Need for Speed Ray didn't even have that. So,
Yeah. Hey, Doggy, I'll be right back. Okay, sorry.
Okay,
I'll be right back.
cool.
Keep going. Sorry.
Yeah, no, these games. Oh, these were so fun. Yeah, the drifting in them too. These were some of the first games that really, really focused on the drifting and stuff. So, yeah, I'm trying to think what else these games offered over stuff before. Like I said, they had their own campaign. Oh yeah, Nitrous. The first time you had Nitrous, like I said, this game offered you so much you could do to your car. You could just turn it into whatever you wanted. Go out there and street race. So, I really don't understand why they never came out with a third Need for Speed Underground. I never understand. They keep coming out with all these different names, Heat and Unbound and this and that. Man, we need another one of these so bad. I would have to think that a lot of people would agree. I don't know. I think the chat. I think you'll agree with me there. So, but no, Need for Speed Underground. I love racing games, and I just thought at the time this was so revolutionary what they did with all this. So. Maybe EA can get their head out of their butt. Probably not, because they can't ever do that. Seem to do that, and make us another Need for Speed Underground. Because what's this? But yeah, like I said, I'll never understand why they never made a third of these, and it's been so long. I mean, these games came out. Yeah, 2004, last one. So I think they made a spin-off one called Rivals or something like that on a
I think they
portable. But we're not counting that one. That's not part of a trilogy. We want a 3. Yeah. And you guys come out with Need for Speeds almost every year. Do an Underground 3. I really don't get it. So, but it was so popular. It was so different from all the other Need for Speeds. Even people that didn't like racing games were kind of into this deal. So I don't know. You know what I'm gonna say. It needs a third one for sure.
Absolutely.
And shame on them for not having a third one, punks.
Okay,
EA, you punks.
Buddy Doggy. So this one doesn't have the open critic because it's too old. But so Metacritic though, Need for Speed Underground 1 scored an 85. I believe that was the highest one. Yep, on PS2. 85. I played it on my Xbox and I loved it. Loved it. I loved it so much, Doggy, that I got Need for Speed Underground 2.
Yep.
Right? Scored again an 82, highest on PlayStation, because Xbox tax existed back then too. But yeah, no, it also scored an 82. So these aren't 90 Metacritic games, but still, 82 is respectable, man.
Oh yeah, there's nothing wrong with that. Yeah.
Yeah, respect. And yeah, Need for Speed Underground was so great. You know, the fact that the road always looked great and the reflecting,
Oh yeah, yeah. The watery effect.
There's just so something so great about these racers that just hasn't been captured since.
Yeah.
I feel like this is like the last highly rated Need for Speed.
Right.
I mean, I don't know if it is, but I'm just saying it feels like. Guys, we have the vote in the chat. Let us know what you think. If you think that Need for Speed Underground deserves to become a trilogy, or leave it as a duology. So let's just say, Doggy, summer comes around, the Xbox Game Showcase comes up, and EA and you see an Need for Speed Underground trailer 3. Will you be happy? Are you getting it?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, I'd probably, if it isn't stupid priced, yeah, I'd be a day one guy for that. I've been waiting over 20 years for a third one. Come on.
Yeah, 2004.
So,
yeah,
I love
years.
Man, I love these games. Like I said, I just liked how they were different, how you could tune your own car and do your own performance.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and it had so many different styles card. Everything from Nissan, GTR.
You had rep. You had a rep.
Yeah. Yeah, old cars, cars. Man, it was just it was so cool. And you can make your car your own, you know. So
I was really into the street racing scene back in the 2000
yeah.
area. I had a WRX, a souped up WRX in real life. And so, of course, the Need for Speed Underground, I had my dream souped up WRX if I could have $300,000 to soup up a WRX, you know?
Right.
So, yeah, so I made my dream WRX and Need for Speed Underground. I loved it. Loved it. But that's what we think. I definitely think it deserves to be a trilogy. Doggy, what do you think?
I think it needs to be a trilogy. Let's see what the chat here thinks.
Yeah, what does the chat think?
So, does this deserve to be a trilogy? Need for Speed Underground. We got a 66% say, I Need for Speed Underground 3. 22% say, no, it's perfect as a duology. And 11% says, who's Underground?
Okay.
Once again, we need a trilogy. All right.
There you go. So, again, people believe.
Yeah, we believe. Yeah, we believe. I even sing a song if I have to. That's the way it's going.
I believe in Need for Speed Underground.
Yeah.
You know whose song that is, right, Doggy?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
I'm trying to think of the beginning of that. I'm trying to think of that beginning of that song, that one song.
Which one?
Where he's training in the car with the cop. Parappa.
Oh.
Yeah. I believe, you know, yeah.
I just gotta believe. I know. I just gotta believe. Loved it. Let's check in with the chat here real quick.
Yeah. Let's do that real quick.
Fastback says Need for Speed early days were great.
Absolutely, they had a lot of great games.
They were. Splendiferous says police chasing. Absolutely. John 0979, what happened to Midnight Club? Also, you right?
Right. I think Midnight Club had more than 2.
Glinzer said these need a third. Psychonauts, Red Dead Redemption, and Infamous. Oh yeah. No,
Psychonauts,
yeah. Midnight Club or Need for Speed Underground?
Red Dead Redemption.
Speed Underground. I'm sorry, man. I gotta go. Yeah. Need for Speed 2 on the OG Xbox was my favorite. Yeah, I loved it. And you Need for Speed would be just electric cars and no sound.
No.
Fastback says, Axel, not surprised you were a WRX guy. Hey, man. Straight out of the box back then, 230 horsepower to the flywheel. Oh, man, that was great. Yeah. Let's see. Glitzer said, best Need for Speed, I got to roll with Hot Pursuit 2. Oh, there you go.
Oh, dude, that game was incredible. I love that one too. What a great pick there, Glinzer. Man, woo! Yeah, I love that one. Yep.
We need them to be like the original Need for Speed Underground. There you go, the original Need for Speed Underground.
Right? Yeah. Yep.
All right, Chad. I mean, you guys are all over it. What happened to all the great racing games? driving mechanics seem to be getting worse since
that
the
Need
old
for
school
Speed
games.
2,
Yeah, I
that
mean
Need
it's
for
a
Speed 2, great pick.
Yeah.
Whoever said that. Yeah.
great pick, Jack. Great pick.
Glenser. Yeah, Glenser said that.
All right, I think I'll talk about this one because I think I beat both of these.
Okay, what do you got?
I think.
Well, this shouldn't take too long.
Oh, yeah, okay.
My Raz, and today is my first day on the job.
So, we're talking about Psychonauts. Now, Psychonauts 1 and Psychonauts 2. Of course, these are fantastic games. If you haven't played them, they definitely... the first one was fantastic, and the second one just took everything that worked on the first one and made it even better. Each world was themed over problems of the mind you were in. You know, the best part about this is that all these are just platforming levels by as reactions of like everybody. So like you were helping an alcoholic and his level was just like the beach, but all the water was alcohol and all the palm beaches, all the palm trees were made out of beer bottles, stuff like that, right?
Yeah.
So we're talking about Psychonauts 1 and 2. Psychonauts 2 was actually a Game of the Year contender the year it came out. It was nominated. Doggy, so did you know that?
I thought I didn't remember it was. I thought it was like in the conversation. I didn't know it was actually not.
It was actually nominated.
Huh?
Yeah, so it is a great game. And you know, I think Psychonauts 1 came out in 2005.
Yeah,
And then we had to wait like 15 or 16 years for Psychonauts 2 to come out. But I really don't want to wait that long for Psychonauts 3, man. It's already 2025 and we haven't even gotten an announcement for Psychonauts 3. And I think we should get an announcement. Don't you, Doggy? I don't know if you played these, Doggy. Did you play Psychonauts?
I didn't play the first one, but the second one was great, man. The second was great. Yeah, like the level design was so cool in there. Like you said, like the alcoholic level, and then there's just all kinds of different levels that had different mental challenges or mental awareness of different things. You know, people go through it. It's just the level design was just amazing.
Yeah, when you were in the mind of the dentist, like the level was like a mouth with teeth. I mean, I just remember that. Like it had memorable levels.
Or that, or even some of the boss fights. Like, and I remember they said if Xbox didn't buy these guys, there wouldn't even have been boss fights. But like that boss fight where you were like make the different food dishes and stuff.
Yeah,
that was so cool.
That was my favorite.
It was like a game show. Like that was so cool. And that stuff might not have been in there if Xbox hadn't bought them and gave them a little extra funding. That game was just put together so well. It was a perfect length campaign. The antagonist was cool. Of course, Raz was cool. You know, all the characters in there. It was just so well done. And then I can't remember the dude's name that produces it, but he's world famous anyway.
Oh, Tim, what's his name?
Schafer, right? Schafer.
Tim Schafer, I think. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you for helping me. What you said at the beginning. Yeah, to cut it short, pretty much. Yeah, this game deserves. I hope that at the June showcase, this is something they announced is that they're working on Psychonauts 3, and I would be excited about it because 2 is just great. It was one of my. I remember that first year we were doing the show in 2021. We started it, and we did like our top 5 at the end of the year, and this was one of the games on my top 5 of that year. And 2021 had all kinds of great games that year. So
now this first Psychonauts in 2005 scored 89 out of 100. 100% of critics recommended it. 80% of players recommended it, right?
I bet
Psychonauts 2 scored an 89. 97% of the critics recommended it, and 80% player rating. So, and it's so funny here. 8 critics for Psychonauts, the first one. For the second one, 168 critics. That's how good it was.
Yeah.
It was so funny because the first Psychonaut became somewhat of a cult classic. And Psychonauts 2 was actually crowdfunded, Doggy.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
okay.
It started as a crowdfunded game.
Right, yeah.
And so I love that it went from crowdfunded to picking up a publisher to Xbox picking up the studio and saying, put more money into it. And we got this incredible game out of it. So I love that story. And I think they should continue to make Psychonauts. And I need a Psychonauts 3, man. I need it. I needs it, doggy.
Hey, I need it too. I need it too. Yes, this is a cool. This is a cool one. Cool little.
Yeah, but that's what how we feel. How does the chat feel, doggy?
Oh, let's see what we got. Does Psychonauts deserve a trilogy? Okay. Yes, I need Psychonauts 3. 57%. Who's Rasputin? 42%. And no. Oops. This got it. I think just came up again. Okay. No, it's perfect as a duology. Oh, 0%. Ooh.
0. All right.
So yeah, it's either
So
yes.
you've really played it or you haven't, kind of thing.
Yeah. You haven't heard of it, or let's do it. Yeah. If you played it, you love it. Kind of thing. Sounds like.
Yeah. So Glinzer is very happy. He says Psychonauts. Yes, absolutely. Pig Pickle says every time I hear these games, my brain thinks Scribblenauts, and I'm so confused. Scribblenauts is a great game too, but yeah, not Psychonauts.
I haven't heard of that forever.
I'll let Doggy read this one.
Not my nuts.
It's funny because that's a line in the Psychonauts too. Okay.
That's good. That's good, Fastback. That's good memory of
Yeah.
of lines in a game right there. Yeah.
Yes. All right, Doggy. Let's. The show must go on. That's it.
It must go on.
Okay.
Yeah.
Doggy, what is your last trilogy that you want to talk to us about?
Oh, my man, Axel. Oh, you know what? I'm not even gonna say you need to play it because you already know better. All right, I'm going. This was a recommendation. I hadn't even played it till the Mass Effect Legendary Edition, which was remasters of the first 3 with most of the DLC in there. And Chico's like, "Man, you gotta play this." I'm not a big Western RPG fan. I don't play it, man. Oh, you gotta play it, man. You gotta play it. Everybody else, oh, you gotta play this. You gotta play this, man. No, I should have played them earlier, but I didn't. And you know what? And it was cool because that was my favorite game last year. My favorite game was Mass Effect Legendary Edition, the perfect trilogy for anybody. Of course, you got Commander Shepard, the baddest man there is. That's right, Axel. Right? You know, I know you like to give my guy some crap. I know. Amazing story that, of course, as any good trilogy will do, but not as well as this one. Your choices carry through out this whole trilogy. The upgrades you make, the dialogue, the way you treat people. You know, if you mess around and let somebody die, all that sticks around. And it's all going to affect how this story goes on throughout the whole course of the trilogy, right? So, and you want to make sure you do all these side quests. Because if you don't do these great side quests, or loyalty quests as they are called, your crew won't be ready. The Normandy, the ship, will not be ready. People will die. You will lose people. You will not get the whole part of the story. You will be sad because loved ones have left your game that you loved so much, and you loved their company and just how cool a character they were. But they're gone. They're gone forever, and they're not going to help you out anymore. That's your fault because the choices you made caused that. Great characters, of course. Garrus, Jack, Liara, Miranda. Said Jack. Okay, yeah. But anyway, cool species like the Grogan. And that's also cool about the side missions. If you do the side missions, you get to know your companion better that you do it with. Or sometimes you do it and you learn more about the alien species that, that's there. So the villains were awesome in this game. Okay. So I hear a lot of people, they're like, I play 1, man. It's hard to navigate through 1. It's hard to get through. You need to get through 1. It's not a bad game. It's not like it's tough. It's a little harder to navigate through it, but you'll get used to it. It's kind of playing. You'll be like, oh, okay, I get it, But the whole reason to get through 1 is because the beginning of 2. Yeah, all right, that's cool. Cool. That's cool, man. That's cool. I almost set him up right there. You almost got me. The reason you want to get through 1 is because the beginning of 2 is one of the coolest intros to a game, or cool beginning to a game you ever see, man. Mass Effect 2 opens up with a bang, and you'll just be like, woo! And that's just the way it sets the tone. So, but once you get through 1, which is, not quite as, but let's say it bad, but not quite as good as 2 and 3. 2 and 3 just step it up 100 times. You know what I'm saying? And they just, it's just, by the time I was finished with this, I was just going through and searching every little nook and cranny because I did not want this game to end. It's just, I did not want this trilogy to end. I'm gonna go back through this because, like I said, you play it. Each playthrough is different, and I let people die because I wasn't doing stuff in one that I should have been doing. And you just, like I said, just want to do everything. I want to keep everybody alive, get through some of these missions that I missed. I heard I missed one of the coolest missions, because one of my dudes died. Yeah, great gameplay, great gunplay, great story, great characters. It's cool how you can meet your love, you can meet a best friend, you can kill people and let them all die, you can break laws to get one thing. You are the main character, you are the story. It all revolves around you. All the decisions you make, and just if you have not played this trilogy, you should definitely play this trilogy, because it is without a doubt the greatest trilogy. And I am sorry in the chat if I didn't do a great enough job of describing the best trilogy on the planet, but you
did great,
if you
bro.
if you play this game, you know what I'm saying, man. This trilogy is mwah, I'm telling you. And if you love space, hey.
I don't see any space in what I'm looking at here, doggy. It's just corridors.
Well, they're corridors in space. See? Look, there we go.
Of course, I'm just messing with my buddy doggy.
Oh, yeah. This is ongoing. Yeah, it's an ongoing thing.
This is an ongoing joke if you've been here on the channel for a while. A great pick, doggy. Everybody who talks about Mass Effect only has nice things to say if they've actually played it, unlike me. So... I do want to play this. It's definitely, it's the year of the backlog, so maybe I will. We'll see. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. But Doggy does a really good job of describing this one. If Doggy loves a space game or a Western RPG, it's good, because those are good games.
Yeah, those were my games. And since playing this, I've got more of a love even for the genre. So, I mean, but none of them are ever going to, none will ever top this. This is just so well done. So well done. I mean, a lot of people say it's the greatest trilogy there is, so for a reason. Not everybody. Even some people don't even like it. So, but I'm not one of those people. It was great.
I never heard anybody who doesn't like it.
I've heard some people say it, but
really,
that's it. Not every game's for everybody. But I am glad that Jago and other people talked me into playing this, because it's not. I spent about 94 hours in the trilogy. It was perfect. Spent a couple months playing. It's perfect, man.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it was perfect.
Shout out to Fastback. He says, "Great one, doggy." He agrees with you, bro.
That's right, baby. Woo!
Yes.
What?
Clint just said, with GTA 6, Rockstar is making their own Mass Effect game without the M.
That was a good one. I like that. I like that. That's good.
Clint says, yes, it's probably the greatest trilogy ever. BioShock, second place. Ooh, BioShock. Yeah.
Ooh, BioShock. There's another
one. We considered that one on this show, too. Like I said, this is only the first of the great trilogy
we're going
to talk about. Because, man, there's so many. There's so many. Right, doggy? Right.
Oh, yeah. Like I said, I got a little list over there. Yeah.
All right. I'm going to talk about one of my favorite trilogies.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I'm going to talk about, of course, none other than the Batman Arkham trilogy, the game that to this day defines superhero games. If there's a good superhero game, it copied the Arkham formula. That's all I'm going to say to that one. Spider-Man, looking at you. But I remember playing Batman Arkham Asylum back on my 360, and I was just blown away. Even the intro of that game was amazing. The fact that the Joker planned that to get caught and took over the asylum, and the way you had to traverse the asylum, and just everything that happened in that game was incredible. And of course, beating the Joker was probably not the highlight it should have been, because he took that the super soldier serum, as I'm going to call it, right? And the fight wasn't what it should have been. But then you play Arkham City, and now Arkham is just a walled off area of the city, and the H criminal has like their own little area of it, and you play that one, and it is again amazing. And the way it ends with the tragedy that happens to the Joker, it's just a phenomenal game. And the Mr. Freeze fight in that game to this day, I think is one of the best boss fights ever because
Ooh.
you can't do the same thing to Mr. Freeze twice. Oh, you blew up a wall to hit him and distract him? You can't do it anymore. You popped up from under the floor on him to surprise him? Can't do that anymore. You just everything that you had to think about it. And I really loved that Mr. Freeze fight in Arkham City. And then, of course, your boy had to get the Catwoman DLC and play as Catwoman for a while. And I thought that was an incredible game. And of course, it concludes. There was Batman Arkham Origins. A lot of people dismissed that one because it wasn't made by Rocksteady. But I thought that one was great. But the third of the trilogy is Batman Arkham Knight, the Jason Todd story, where he is just out here to hurt Batman. Doesn't matter who he hurts to get to him. And it just turns out to be this awesome thing between you and Jason Todd, and the other criminals are in the way, but it's incredible. And I love the fact that the Batmobile is on here. Now a lot of people are like, oh, the Batmobile is OP, blah, 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 it takes away all the fun. Screw you. The Batmobile is supposed to be OP. What do you think he's driving around, a Fiat?
Yeah.
Not a freaking Fiat. Okay, he's driving on freaking rooftops, doggy.
Right. Yeah.
Right. The Batmobile's a tank, doggy. Right.
Tis a tank. Yeah.
I don't know.
Why would you complain about the Batmobile being in a Batman game?
Oh my
Like,
God. Because it can dodge missiles. Yeah, it's the Batmobile.
right? Yeah. No, he made it so it couldn't do that. He made it cheap. Like,
Yeah.
let's make the Batmobile just suck.
No.
It's not really anything good. It's just
He made the Batmobile, not the. You know what? Hold on, let me see. Who complained about the Batmobile? I don't know.
Still, I don't get that. Doesn't even. I don't understand why you.
Yeah, I don't understand who.
I would complain the Batmobile wasn't in the game if it was in a setting.
My complaint about the Batmobile is that I ordered the special edition which was supposed to come with a Batmobile, and it didn't.
Oh,
they canceled it on me, bro. They canceled it on me.
Oh, they canceled the whole collection?
Yeah, it never came out.
Oh, it never came out. Oh.
Yeah, it never came out. To this day, I'm so bummed out about it.
That's weird. Why did they do that? Do you know why they did that? What was the reason for that?
They just said they couldn't do it. They couldn't do it for the price.
Okay, yeah.
They couldn't do it for the price, is what it was. Yeah.
What was the price?
So I ordered it for $200 at the time.
God darn, man! Like, jeez, like back then, that was pretty good.
Yeah, that was a
good amount of money for I
still got my Batman Arkham.
I remember this.
My Batman Arkham Knight statue over here. I still have it. Instead of the Batmobile, I got a statue, which is cool still, right? Still cool. But yeah, this trilogy and the way this trilogy ends is just so epic. And the best part about this is that it kind of never ends. They could just keep expanding onto it. I really feel that they need to make another Batman Arkham game. The Arkham series. I mean, okay. The Arkham Asylum games were so good, doggy.
Yes.
Doggy, help me out. The Arkham Asylum games were so good.
Mm-hmm.
You're supposed to say how good were they. All right, let's try this one more time. Okay. Doggy, the Arkham Asylum games were so good
that if they would make another one, I'd be so happy. I'd say
no. You're supposed to ask me how good were they.
Oh, okay, yeah, okay.
Okay, one more time. Are you ready?
All right, let's try this again. You can tell. Yeah, you can tell. I don't know what I'm supposed to be doing here. Okay, let's go. I got it.
All right. The Arkham Asylum games were so good.
Why? How good were they, Axel?
That DC Comics literally started the Batman Arkham comic book series.
Oh, okay.
It spawned a comic book series. Come on.
A lot of these trilogies actually did that. Yeah, that we talked about today. Yeah, that series. Yeah.
Now I do know that Batman Arkham, the graphic novel, already existed, guys. I'm not talking about that. Okay. So before anybody corrects me in the chat. So yeah, Batman, love the games. I love how you feel like a real detective, that how you have the X-ray vision, how you can sneak up and hang criminals upside down and cut their ropes and scare the crap out of them. It is so good. It is so dang good. I cannot get enough of it. I love the Batman Arkham series. And in this one, my Professor Crane, holy crap, he messed you up. That's all I gotta say. He messed you up. So yeah, Dougie, Batman Arkham Trilogy. What do you think?
I see. I'm kind of with. I see what Fastback says. I'm kind of with him. I played somebody. My friend I used to work with, Josh, lended me the one that has the Batmobile. It was the one you were showing
Asylum,
last. Yeah. And
no, sorry, Arkham Knight. This one.
Knight. Yeah, it wasn't. Yeah, because Asylum's all in that one. I don't know.
No, Knight. Yeah.
Yeah, Knight. And yeah, it had that Batmobile. I thought the Batmobile was fun in it and stuff. Like I thought that was cool. Man, I didn't finish it or nothing. But okay. Anyway, I haven't played hardly any of these besides that.
Mm-hmm.
But I've seen this trilogy on sale. Like I think I've even seen like the first two for like $2.99, and because it was on Black Friday, I don't even know why I didn't buy that because I want to play through these just because I've heard you and even Death Dealer talks it up too. I've heard you talk this up so much. Just in the combat, that itself is probably worth the price of admission alone, especially for $2.99. Like I mean, come on now. But like this combat has been copied, and I think Fastback says that was the same combat in Shadow of Mordor. And it was even kind of the same kind of combat that was in
Mad Max,
right? And that combat,
Spider-Man. I don't care what anybody says.
Okay, yeah, and those combats are fun, so I don't see why this wouldn't be fun. Batman's awesome. So I just never got around to him, but man, it's tough passing him up at that $2.99 mark when you see that. Next time I see him for that $2.99. I think they might even be on Game Pass, to be honest. I think one of them is actually on Game Pass, isn't it?
It could be, yeah.
I think Knight might be on Game Pass. I think that's why I didn't buy the whole trilogy edition thing. And I need to get Arkham, Asylum, and City.
Yes, and Origins. Play Origins. Trust me, it's
Origins. Good. Yeah.
The gameplay isn't as refined as the Rocksteady games, but the story is still. No,
I missed out on these. This is a great pick. This is just something I don't know. I don't have any excuses besides. I don't know. Shame on me. I suck. There you go. I should have played these, but no. I'm sure just the combat alone is awesome. So, and the story is going to be great. And it sounds like you enjoy the bosses and stuff. So, not like a good old boss fight. So,
the boss fights have to be memorable, in my opinion. Like in
yeah.
Arkham,
If you get a game,
in Arkham Asylum, the boss fight I remember the most is Killer Croc.
Yeah, when you remember boss fight was when you're remembering boss fights out of games and stuff, that's when you loved it. So no, absolutely. But you definitely got a way of talking this up and giving the FOMO, so yep.
Yeah, you should have.
Yeah, I need nope, I need to get these. So great pick by Axel, just like his other two games.
Absolutely, and Doggy had great picks except for Master.
Yeah, 3. He almost said it. He almost gave it.
I'm just messing with you.
Hey, I'm telling you, bro. If you took that 100 hours to play that trilogy, you would. I'm telling you, you come out a changed man. You'd be a changed man. You wouldn't even. I mean,
you're about to play Halo, so maybe I should play it. Yeah.
Right, that's what I'm saying. I do the Halo. You do the. And then we can
do it together.
We can talk about the different. Yeah, we can talk about how wrong we were for not playing this to this point. Yeah, there we go. So
there you go.
But yeah, all great games here. Then, like, we apologize to all these great franchises that we didn't talk about. But we'll be back. We'll be back to talk about some more. In chat, you guys had some.
And believe me, Death Dealer had some franchises on here too that were phenomenal.
Yeah, so
but we want her to talk about them, so we didn't talk about them. Okay.
Right.
Yeah, and shout out to Death Dealer. I know she had something personal going on, so.
And chat, you guys had some awesome ones in the chat as well. As always, you guys are awesome. Way more awesome than Axel. Even more awesome than me. I mean.
No lies detected there. Let's see. Shout out to Glinzer. Says, "Oh dang, Axel brought the atomic warhead out. Rock Steady Arkham Trilogy, pure awesomeness. Absolutely." John 107 says, "Mario Trilogy was probably the greatest, but beautiful choices." There you go. Absolutely. Let's see. Glitzer says Catwoman DLC, digital luscious character. John Anno79 says Streets of Rage. Doggy was talking
Yeah,
about
another great trilogy. Yep, great
Yep.
one. Yep.
Fastback says, I'm ashamed to say I have not played these Batman games and I love Batman. I
Yeah.
did play Shadows of Mordor and the combat was inspired from the Batman games. Yeah,
Yeah,
Shadows of Mordor is another great one. Oh, I should add that one to deserves to be a trilogy list.
Yeah, right. Yeah, that's a game of
Yeah.
two that yeah. Dang.
Yeah. Glitzer, the Arkham games were so good, Rocksteady should be hired by every game developer for special technical advice. Yeah. Yeah. Let's see. John on 7I says, great games though. Purchased the trilogy myself. Cougarman says, shout out to Cougarman, says the only Batman game I have is Arkham Knight for the Xbox One. I haven't played it yet, but I gotta say the graphics still hold up today, and it looks better graphically than
It had some,
out today.
good graphics. Yeah, it did.
It's
It
the
did
work.
have some great
the work,
graphics.
yeah.
I remember that.
Let's see.
Were the other two 360 games? The first
Yes.
City and Asylum.
Asylum.
Yeah.
Yep. Cougarman says Resident Evil needs to be on here. It's actually one of the ones we considered, believe it or not. Yeah. Let's see. Fastback. My favorite trilogy was GTA 3, Vice City, and San Andreas. There you go. Doggy wins again.
Yeah, all right.
Doggy
I
wins
got me
again.
a fan. I got me a fan right there. Woo.
Doggy wins again. And you know what else, Doggy?
Yes.
You want to know what else you win?
What else, man? What do I win?
Absolutely nothing. Be still. Tell me what time it is.
Did I say 2? Better make that 3. It's intermission time with Axel. 13, 24.
Dang, man. I never heard my name pronounced so awesomely. Shout out to Doggy, man. He is the
Let's
announcer
go,
of
man.
announcers. He is the announcer. If you
remember that
need
line
to
from-
record someone announcing stuff, you got to get my buddy Doggy.
You remember that line from Road Trip? Did I say 2? Better make that.
Oh my God! At the end, oh my
that's
God.
what that reference is.
All right, so we're going over games that are duologies, but we think they should be trilogies. Well, some of them we think they should be trilogies. But chat, let us know what you think. We'd love to hear. So let's watch a trailer, shall we, Doggy?
Let's
watch a trailer of a game with a lot of accolades, a Game of the Year contender. Actually, a Game of the Year winner.
Yeah,
Not
probably a
Game of the
winner.
Year contender.
Yeah.
Let's talk about this game, shall we, Doggy? Here we go.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yep.
Oh, hold on. Wait a second. Stop. Here we go.
Oh no!
There we go. Now it's working.
Oh, you remastered it. There we go. Okay.
There we go.
I'm gonna find.
So, of course, we're talking about The Last of Us Part 2.
Every
Part 2.
Duh! Oh, 10 out of 10. Ah! Oh, sorry. Scared me. A little scared there.
So there you go. The Last of Us Part 2. Right? Now, The Last of Us Part 2 is, of course, part of the second part of the trilogy of The Last of Us Part 1. Great game. And The Last of Us Part 2. Now, Part 1 didn't score that high, believe it or not. Only an 82.
Oh, really?
Interesting, right?
I would have never
Interesting.
guessed that. I thought it was like a 94. Okay.
Interesting, right?
For
But
as
Part
much as
2,
it
Part 2, Game of the Year winner, scored a 93, Doggy.
And that's the one everybody says ain't near as good as the first one. What?
Interesting.
Yeah, interesting.
Interesting.
Yeah. Hmm.
Got that PlayStation tariff.
Yeah.
So, Dougie, Last of Us Part 1, Part 2, do we get a sequel? Now, of course, the first one, it was Joe protecting Ellie. In the second one, it was Ellie avenging Joe, if you will. Well, half of it, right? And so, do we need a Part 3? Do we need a Part 3, Doggy? What is your opinion? And hold on, chat, let us know what you think. The poll is in the chat. Let us know if this deserves a Part 3. Love to hear what you have to say.
Okay, I actually bought. So when I had PS Plus or whatever it's called, you got like to download part 1 for free.
Mm,
But I never played it, and then I bought like the remastered version of 2 for like $10 because they had it on sale. So I've never played these games, right? So I can't really speak for them. Do they deserve a remaster? I'm sure all the fans would say yeah.
A remaster? You mean
Yeah.
You mean a part 3? Stick to the topic, doggy.
We're talking about Last
Get out of your
of Us.
fanboyism.
We're talking about Last of Us. I was just thinking remaster. Just the word remaster just came into my mind after 15 remasters.
That's right.
I'm
Director's cut.
Sorry about that. Doesn't need a trilogy. A trilogy. Well, I'm sure it probably deserves one. I mean, it's a highly loved game. You got this TV show all coming out. We got 15 different versions. All the other ones coming out. I mean, we're not going to bring out any multiplayer. So you should have a third game. But I mean, to me, I really don't care because I'll probably never even play the other ones. I mean, I'll probably never get around to that because there's so many other PlayStation franchises I'll probably play before that. But in a grand scheme of things, yeah, it should have it. I mean, you got a TV show, everything to promote all this. I mean, yeah, I can't believe that and they even said, there's what's that, Neil Druckmann. I don't think there's going to be a third one or whatever. Like, wow, that's just so surprising. Why you would? I don't know. I think it would sell.
Why would you say that?
Yeah, it would sell so well. I don't understand it. So it deserves it. I think they're going to get it. Probably not. But maybe he's just clowning. Maybe he's just joking with it. But yeah, this is a franchise I haven't played. I'm sure it's awesome. But I think that's weird that one only got like 82 and the second one got better.
Yeah.
Because people seem to love the second or the first one so much more. They don't even like, some people don't even like the whole story of 2 and the way it all unfolds. So whatever. Either way, I'm sure they're both great games. And yeah, it deserves a third trilogy, But I can't speak for it because I don't know the story. Maybe it's better stopped at 2.
So I'm watching the show, right? And it's literally just the game, the cutscenes. Like I don't want to sound mean, but it's literally the cutscenes. Come on, guys. Come on.
What's that?
It's just the cutscenes.
What, the game?
The show.
Oh, the show is the cutscenes of the game?
It's basically the cutscenes.
So I could catch up I could just catch up on the game just by watching.
I mean, even the gameplay, they even have gameplay portions in there, but trust me, it's the cutscenes, right? And nothing wrong with that, right?
That's cool. No, it's cool. It stays with the.
I mean, it doesn't change the story at all.
That's
stuff,
cool.
Right?
That's cool.
So all of that is fantastic. Nothing against it at all. Not throwing shade or anything like that.
No, that's cool. I think that's cool. It follows the story.
So I think that's cool. But I got to be honest with you. I don't know how else they're going to expand this. They killed Joe.
Right. I don't know all the story and stuff, so I can't say.
Like the character I cared the most about. They killed him. They killed him, doggy.
Well, yeah. That's what I'm saying. They might have made it so it's not even possible to have a trilogy, but people are asking for a third game, so I mean, it has to be some way to do it.
Yeah, it is.
So I don't even know who.
I was sad.
Joe,
I was
know
sad when that
is.
happened, and to me, that ruined everything.
I don't even know who Joe is. So
yeah.
Thanks for rooting for me, man. No, I'm just kidding. No,
Thanks for rooting for me. Yeah.
I won't even remember that.
Spoiler.
Yeah, it's okay. If I haven't played it by now, it's my bad.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. No. Spoiler. But yeah. But me, I think this should just stay a duology. I don't think it should become a trilogy at all. I'm in the duology one here. So yeah, that's where I'm at. That's where I'm at for that one.
That's understandable. Yeah, and you played it, so yeah, that's what I'm saying. I don't know how the story ended on any of them, but especially the second one, to know if it would be a good lead-in for a third one. If you just leave it where it's at. People didn't even like a lot, like the way the second was going. So making a third one, like, are you just completely losing touch with everybody, and you kind of like damage the franchise doing that?
Yeah, they killed Joe in the second one. So if they do a third one, they're gonna kill Ellie. I'm just throwing it out there. They're gonna.
So yeah, so you think it might do damage to the IP itself if they do that? Like,
they're gonna kill Ellie. I mean, I'm just saying that's because they want to get that emotional rise out of me. right? So yeah.
Yeah, I think
Let me check in with the chat real quick, see what they have to say.
Yeah.
Fastback says, if I actually had 3 shows a week, it would be my favorite podcast trilogy. Oh,
there you go.
Glinzer says, The Last of Us 2 games and about 117 releases. How dare you? How dare you ruin the number 117 like this?
Glinzer. Nice. So I know I said, does it deserve a remaster? I just what are you thinking?
I literally started playing The Last of Us remastered for PS4 the first time and enjoying it a lot, but sometimes I get a little motion sickness feeling playing it. Oh, there you go. There you go. Let's see. John 079 says, another one I've never played, but seen enough of the show to know it's not my bag.
What is the show on? Which streaming
HBO.
service? Okay, I don't have that one.
HBO. Oh, my beautiful wife says there will be a season 3.
Oh yeah,
So they're either not going to finish they're not going to finish the second game, or they're gonna, or maybe we're gonna get the story now for the third game that's going to come out in 2030.
See, Neil's wanting to go into movies and stuff too. Like he's trying to be like Kojima. Like I guess I just want to do movies, man. So
right,
hey, whatever. I mean, still think
But that's what we think. So I don't think it needs to be a trilogy. Doggy thinks it should be a trilogy. But how does the chat feel? Doggy!
Let's see what we got. Does The Last of Us deserve to be a trilogy? Yes! I need a Last of Us 3. 42%. No! It's perfect as a duology. 42% with the tie. And we got Who's Ellie with a nice 14%. So we got a tie. Yes and no. So.
Oh. My wife's over here with spoilers. No, I'm just kidding. Hold on. Let me see it. There it is. My beautiful wife says season 3 is flashback to Joel and Ellie. There you go.
This sounds like it'd be a cool show, man. Like, I want to see that Devil May Cry show, but I don't have Netflix either. I want to check that out too.
Oh no, it's a good show. Like I'm enjoying the show. It is just like the game, but I'm enjoying the show, and it's kind of cool that they brought the game to life.
Right, that's what I'm saying. That's cool if they follow right with the story and everything. I have no problem with deviate. That's cool. I like that. So
yes.
If you want to go change, that's fine. But I think that's just perfectly fine to follow right with the game.
So we're gonna watch this trailer for the next one. Are you ready, Doggy?
Yeah. What we got? What's our list?
We're gonna watch this one. All right. So does this series deserve to become a trilogy? Let's see.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, that's right. Now we're watching the Switch trailer because it looks good, right? The old N64 trailers look like trash. And so, of course, we're talking about Banjo-Kazooie. You know it, Banjo-Kazooie, Banjo-Tooie, but we never got a Banjo-3E. Right? I mean, come on. Who doesn't want to play the mischievous bear and the smart mouth bird being the greatest tag team of all time, right? And just going through some of the best platforming ever made, collecting jiggies, collecting music notes, collecting coins, sticking it to those. And the first one you were sticking it to the witch, and the next one you were sticking it to, I think, the witch again. So yeah, we deserve a Banjo 3E, personally. So I think we deserve it. And the fans think they deserve it, Doggy, because you want to know what happened when Banjo was announced as a character for Super Smash Bros?
Yeah.
Do you want to know what happened, Doggy? Do you know what happened?
What happened?
Tell me what happened, Doggy.
People fell asleep.
Unbelievable, this guy. There
were Z's floating in the air everywhere.
Oh my gosh. Let me see. Banjo.
There were sheep jumping over people's beds.
Here we go. I don't know. I don't think you know what you're talking about, Doggy.
Yeah,
I feel
that's always a good guess. You could always go with that. You'd be in the running of being.
So right. Look at this, right? Look what happened when it got announced. I'm gonna mute this because it's just a bunch of echoing. But look at all these guys.
Oh, look at these.
Look at all these people looking for the next
people. That's a good way of putting it. I was gonna say a different word, but yeah.
Look, there was a jiggy right there, right? Everybody's going crazy because it was a jiggy.
Who's that? Fat Elton John.
Fat Elton John.
Dude, come on now.
Oh man. Oh, what? Wait a minute. They're looking at it. They're looking at it. Who is it? Who is it? Oh, it's Duck Hunt. Everybody just feels teased. And of course, the dog's trolling them, right?
That's cool.
But then,
Cool, yeah.
here comes Banjo-Kazooie enters the realm as a DLC. And look at all these people just losing their mind over it. I mean, these guys can't even sit down, right? This guy's screaming at the top of his lungs. Ah, come on. You're telling me that Banjo-Kazooie don't have fans? Come on, doggy. Come on.
One guy's got hemorrhoids. He can't sit down.
Come on. Hey, let's look at Banjo-Kazooie, right? So,
yeah, but
Banjo-Kazooie got a 92 out of 100 on the Nintendo 64, right, when it came out. And Banjo-Tooie got a 90 on the 64 when it came out. So these are launch scores, right? So you got 2 90-plus meta games, doggy.
Yeah.
These games, they stopped making it at the peak of Banjo-Kazooie fandom, and it needs to come back. We definitely need it back, doggy. But that's my opinion. I definitely think it should become a trilogy. I need Banjo 3E. Doggy, what do you think?
And does Rare make this? This is a Rare game? Is that
Rare made the first 2, yes.
So that would mean what? Microsoft owns the IP, I guess. Okay, so if they brought out a Banjo-Kazooie 3
Banjo
or
is what it would be called.
Banjo-Kazoo 3E or whatever, it doesn't matter what it's called. It'd be in Game Pass. I could play it for free. But my hard drive would get mad at me for downloading this crap.
No,
man, come on. Like, let's put dude, Rare, dude, when's the last time you released a game? So this is not it. We don't want this. You don't need to be doing this. Sure, there might be about 6 or 8 people in the world that want this.
6 or 8 people, oh my god.
But I'm telling you, just give it up, man. Okay, so he's on Smash Brothers. Okay, I got you. That was probably your shining moment, in video game history and in video game lore. But I guarantee you bring this out, nobody gonna care. What do they call that? The Banjo Bros, as they call all 6 or 8 of you guys.
Is that what they call us?
The Banjo Bros. I've heard that. The Banjo.
Unbelievable.
Bros.
So disrespectful.
Or the Banjo Bros and the one sister. So, but no. I don't care about these games. I don't want it. But for the 6 or 8 people, if they want to bring a third game out, well, I guess they had that nuts. But they want to bring a true trilogy third game out. More power to you, But I'm not playing it. So for the Banjo Bros, for Axel, bring it out. Go ahead. I'll give you. I even say, yeah, it's fine. Yeah, bring it out. Come on. Yeah, I'm happy for Axel. Give him Banjo. Give him Banjo. Kazooie or whatever they want to call it.
Split Difference says, "Oh boy, Banjo, yeah."
Yeah, right.
No, so nice says, "Kid stuff, bro." Blizzard says, "It seems like the key attribute of being a reactor is to act like you just won the lottery." I think so as well.
Right, that's what I'm saying, dude. Like these guys don't care, man. Just how stupid can you act? Yeah, whatever. But if that's, are you sure they were even reacting to that, or did they just? Maybe they had a big bad blockage in their bowels, and they finally went in there and took a big dump, and they it's finally, man, it's been 3 days.
Unbelievable, this guy. It just says Banjo Hero with a guitar style controller.
Okay, all right, okay. I could do that.
But that's how we feel. Doggy, how does the chat feel?
Okay. 100% say, who in the heck would want a third Banjo-Kazooie? All right, no. All right, so we got, does Banjo-Kazooie deserve a trilogy? Whose Banjo has got 50. Right? 50? Okay. And we got no. I need a banjo 3Z. Is that what that is?
Yes, I need a banjo 3E.
3Z, yeah. 3E, 3Z. 33%. And no. 16%. Nope. They don't want it. Nope. Just leave it alone.
Oh,
Nope. It's fine as a duality.
controversy.
So, yeah. So we got. So did Yes win that too? No. Who's banjo?
No,
Who's banjo? Nope.
Who?
No. The only game that failed to actually want a trilogy. This punk right here.
I guess The Last of Us also didn't clearly win.
Oh yeah, Last of Us.
Yeah, interesting. So the first 4 won, but not the last 2. Interesting. Yeah. So there you go, guys. So this is of course the first episode of some of the greatest trilogies of all time that we've played. Of course, there are many, 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 many more trilogies out there, and many, many, many more we've never even played.
Yeah, as the chat even schooled us on today, we're like, oh darn, yeah, great stuff.
Yeah, so shout out to the chat. You guys are awesome. I'll let you read this one, Doggy.
My favorite part is Doggy tried to say 3E.
There you go. All right, guys.
Aim, please. There you go.
There you go. So the 3E. So that's going to conclude the Trilogy show today.
Trilogy.
Of course, we wouldn't be able to do this show without you guys, the chat. And that's why you guys, the chat, will always be the MVP to all of the shows here on the Iconic Video Games channel. And with that being said, we are going to go ahead and get out of here. Sunday is Mother's Day. Don't forget to hug your moms.
Happy Mother's Day.
Tell them that you love them if they're still around, you know, or if you have good relationships with them. So, yeah, don't forget to celebrate in one way or another. Have a happy Mother's Day to everybody this Sunday. But with all that being said, we are going to go ahead and get out of here. I'm Maxo1324.
And I'm Doggy Dog 420.
And we will catch you guys next week. Bye, everybody.
Later.